You're listening to the Productive Therapist Podcast, the world's greatest and most brilliant resource for busy therapists who'd rather be laying on a beach in Hawaii. Every week we share helpful tips on where to put what, how to do this, that and the other, and the best way to get your ducks in a row. And now here's your host, licensed therapist, head nerd, and productivity Yoda, Uriah Guilford.
Andrea, welcome to the show.
Happy to be here. Happy we're finally doing
Yeah.
this.
I'm so excited to talk to you. I was thinking about it. I think meeting you in Utah at the Thrive Summit was definitely a highlight for me of that whole experience.
Oh, thank you. I was so happy to meet you too. You just have such good energy that it was awesome.
I like to have fun. I like to have fun, and you like to have fun.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Yeah, and that was such a good event. It really was.
Yeah, it was.
So I'm legit thrilled to be talking to you because I need your help, and I think there's a lot of therapists out there, maybe somewhat like me, that need your help as well. So I'm excited for them to hear this. But I would love for you just to talk a little bit about who you are and some of the cool things that you're up to.
Yeah, absolutely. So for those that know me, they know I'm always up to lots of things at once. So I am the founder and CEO of Therapy Connection. I started Therapy Connection, an online group practice, I always say in August of 2019, not knowing where we'd be in 2020, but here we are in the world of telehealth. Truth be told, I started it because I wasn't in love with what my life was looking like. And I knew that I wanted to work from home and I wanted to create a space for other clinicians to do the same. Fast forward.
And you also have a crystal ball.
Yeah.
You have a...
I tell people all the time, I'm like, I haven't hit the lotto yet though. So I don't know what was happening then, but I need it to happen now.
Again, please. Yes, more.
So, and then in July of 2021, I opened Achieve with Andrea, and we have a few different programs and things. One of them being Achieve with Authenticity, which is my social media membership. I really like to be able to help clinicians and therapists and coaches to really hone in on their social media and what that social media presence can do for that, whether it be their practice, going beyond one-to-one. I'm a person that loves social media. If you see me on social media, you know that I love it. And I love being able to teach other people that too, because for me, I think in school, we were told as clinicians, like you couldn't be on social media, like you had to hide yourself. And I'm like, that's not who I am. I'm going to be who I am. You're either going to like me or you're not. And then we're going to be a good fit or not. So, I like teaching other clinicians to kind of do the same and to show up on social media.
Achieve with Authenticity is a great name. It really is.
Yeah, thank you.
How'd you come up with that?
I rebranded it right after you and I had been in Utah. I rebranded it a little because I didn't want it to just be Achieve with Andrea, right? I want everyone to achieve as themselves, and I really want people to show up authentically as themselves and be okay with that. You know, I show up no makeup some days because that's what I'm feeling. So, I want others to do the same.
Did you know? I can't remember the name of it, but there's a new social media app that has no filters and it requires you to post every day in order to see other people's posts.
Interesting.
I'm going to have to look it up and put it in the show notes because it's sort of like it's like a backlash against like the highly curated sort of perfect, presentation.
Definitely share that with me because I'm not knowledgeable of it. I think also too, what happens with social media is like so many things come out. I know for a while I was on like different apps that were like kind of podcasty. And then when you get into too many spaces, that's when you start to hate it. Like I haven't delved into too much on TikTok yet. I love it. I love seeing other people's, but that is such a different beast that like Instagram is definitely my jam. It's like where I love to live. We don't have to be on everything, to do well and to, but I'm very curious about that app now.
I'm not going to look it up right now because we're going to have a conversation, but I'm going to find out and tell you for sure. Yeah. So before we get into like my situation and the help that I need, I'm curious, what do you believe every therapist should know about social media? Whether or not they choose to use it for their practice, what do you think they should know?
I think the biggest thing is that it doesn't need to be scary. I say that as a person who once was scared of social media, but I noticed the more that I truly showed up authentically, and you'll hear other marketers that are not therapists say the same thing. The more that you just show up as yourself, the more people are going to be attracted to that, and the more people are going to invest in you and whatever it is that you're doing, whether that be therapy or beyond that. It's that like, know, and trust factor. You'll hear marketers say it all the time. People know that I have 2 cats. Has nothing to do with therapy or what I do, but they know that about me, right? And they know me, and they like to know that they know me. So it doesn't need to be scary. Show up, just allow yourself to, be present and be who you are. And you don't need to know everything all at once.
That's good.
Yeah. I'm big on, especially Instagram, reels, right? Like reels are like a hot button thing. You don't need to have all these fancy transitions. Take a video of flowers and throw some text on it and you're showing up. It doesn't need to be scary. You don't need to be a pro marketer to make it work.
It doesn't have to be scary, and you don't have to have all the answers and know everything before you get started.
Yeah.
Perfect.
No, not at
Love
all.
it. So my situation is, I'll sum it up with my group practice social media. My last post was January 12th.
Okay.
So what does that tell you?
It means we're not having fun with it, Uriah. We're gonna start to have fun.
Yes. Yeah, I need to get back to that. I've been using social media for my practice since, 2009 probably. Okay. So a long time. And I would say that at least now at this time in my life and my practice, I would rather not do it.
Sure.
And I'm not terribly interested. But I understand the importance of it.
Right.
And so I want to figure out how to use social media again, maybe make it fun if that's possible. Let's do that. But I also am still interested in outsourcing it to somebody else.
Yeah.
I'm curious your thoughts on that. But first I'll tell you real quick. The situation I'm in is I have a new name, a new brand. You know this, for my group practice.
Right.
And so I have the opportunity to create all new social accounts.
Beautiful.
Literally, as we're talking right now, I have 0.
Okay.
I have nothing for Intune family counseling. So I'm starting from scratch, which I actually am kind of excited about because I like the new name. I like the whole vibe of it.
Yeah.
Right. So any thoughts?
Where do you feel, so before you dive in and go like on all different platforms, where do you feel, what do you feel like you need to get out of the social media? And where do you feel whatever it is that you're getting out, where are those people going to show up? Is it Facebook? Is it Instagram? Is it TikTok? Where do you feel those people are going to be?
I don't know 100% for sure, but I think my intuition says Instagram.
Okay. All right.
I think.
Okay.
Yeah. Our ideal sort of client, we work with a lot of teens and young adults. I would say the majority of our clients are probably teenagers. So it tends to be the mom that's looking for services, and the mom is probably somewhere between 35 and 55, roughly.
She's probably
so based on that. Yeah, I think so. Right. Yeah. And also I just feel like Facebook, has not been very useful for business marketing. Yeah. I don't know if that's true. Certainly pages are kind of like, I don't know, like a wasteland.
Yeah. Right? I feel like they're so like archaic at this point. Myself too. And I have a group practice page, but I'm like, no one's even looking. We did a LinkedIn page too. I'm like, literally no one's looking at this at all.
So should I still create that? I'm guessing yes.
I would think to still create it
there.
Because even when you have, let's say that you're hosting a group for X amount of weeks, that's good to have that page so that you can create an event and more people could see, right? And it could show up there. It's really a matter of like knowing the almost like the love languages of social media, right? Of like who's gonna do what. We know that Facebook, as far as like having groups for things that you're doing, are really good, or having a page for your business is good because you can have an event space or things like that where people can respond or share. Whereas on Instagram, you're constantly feeding information, tips, and kind of like just showing up, showing face so that people funnel in a little bit more.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
So I think my first question for you is there anything I need to do or can do to handle my, I feel embarrassed saying this, but to handle my own ambivalence about social media? Because if I didn't need it for helping my group practice, I'd be like, sayonara. I use it personally,
Right.
So is there anything that I can do with that? Because I know I'm not alone with that, I don't think.
Yeah. And I think it doesn't hurt or harm to be able to outsource that, right? One of the things that I learned, and I am very transparent with this, my own group practice, I have mine like for Achieve with Andrea for myself so that I can do all those things. But then I have a group practice Instagram as well, which we're doing well on there. At the time when I started, I love social media. And prior to my roles here, I was working at a nonprofit and I was doing social media for the nonprofit. I also was a network marketer at a point. So I know all the languages and all like the ins and outs of things to do. But I knew it was something that even though I loved it, I could tap in when I wanted to love it and not feel that I had to be married to it. So I realistically hired an intern who was going to school for communications. Now, I didn't hire a mental health, like clinical social worker person. Those people are the same people as you and I who went to school for clinical work. They're not going to school for social media or marketing. So it's really sometimes hard to kind of blend the two. So my love of both helped me with kind of, guiding my intern at the time who became a paid employee. She's fantastic. She learned all the ins and outs of what I needed. So I don't think it hurts to be able to kind of hire someone to do the social media for you if you don't want, and just lay out things for them every once in a while of saying, hey, here's what I need you to post about this month. Or I found out that July is Disability Awareness Month. We need to make sure that we're posting about that, right? That's where kind of my membership comes into play because I give all those tips and tools. Yes. So if you have someone that's going to do it for you, they'll get all the prompts to be able to make those posts then for you,
Perfect.
Yeah. I think it's
and I'm in your membership, and you know what I've been doing, because like I said, I'm not posting on social media. I'm actually stockpiling all your prompts.
That's perfect.
So
I'm very strategic in making sure some of the prompts are not specifically tied to a day, unless like you see at the end, I give you like calendar dates of what's coming up, but all those other ones, doesn't hurt to be like, hey, on Monday, what's your favorite pizza or pasta, right? Like, again, having nothing to do with therapy, but you want on social media, the biggest thing is engagement. Engagement is going to kick it up a notch for you to start getting your reach. Your reach gets you views. Views equal people that funnel in. It's all math, and I hate math. I'm a people person, not a math person.
Yeah. It's all algorithms.
Yeah. I said it before and I'll say it again. It's a little algorithm monsters, and they really play some games, so.
But engagement is key. Yeah, that's true.
Even for myself, we were speaking before this, and I have no problem being like very candid. I was kind of having a rough past few weeks. So I wasn't showing up on social media because if I'm not loving it, I'm not going to show up. And my audience knew maybe she's going through a rough time, didn't lose followers over it, because what I was consistent with was still sharing the stories of other people. So I think a big thing is, even when you don't want to engage, make sure you're showing up, even if it's showing posts from other people. Because I was still sharing the stuff that I loved and what was important to me. And I was then showing up in people's feed a little bit more,
That's good. I like that.
Yeah. So even on days you don't feel like creating, because creating is exhausting, still show up,
Perfect.
Yeah.
So I'm going to create new social media accounts for Intune Family Counseling, and I'll start with Instagram and Facebook.
Perfect.
Is it okay to just stick with those two and then put most of my energy into Instagram?
I would say yes, definitely. Yeah.
Okay.
And, there's mixed signals of whether or not you should be sharing the same stuff on Facebook and on Instagram.
Oh, yeah, I was going to ask you that. Mm-hmm.
I say if you don't have the energy and space to, it's not going to hurt you in a way to reshare. Again, the whole purpose is that you're showing up. So if you're showing up with the same stuff, start there. And then when you have more energy, change it up,
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I was hoping you'd say that, because I don't want to do separate things for each.
We can't make this harder. We cannot make it harder,
Yeah. I think the 3 places where I was posting, or actually I had one of my virtual assistants doing it for me, was Facebook, Instagram, and Google My Business.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure if that ever really helped us, but I know that, the more content you add to Google My Business, it's straight to Google. So they like it. So it helps with search on some level. Okay. So I'm going to do that. And that's pretty easy.
I would say too, if you know your brand colors and everything like that,
I do.
Okay. So I would say specifically in Instagram, on like when there's like the highlights of those little like circles, right? There's highlights. If there's something that your practice is going to be very well known for, or like if you want to create your own Wellness Wednesday or Tip Thursday or Fun Friday, whatever you want that to be, that you're going to relate and make it your thing, people are going to then know you for that, and they're going to expect that, right? And expect to see that coming and popping up. So make a highlight of like groups, if you happen to run groups, our office space, and then one of Funny Friday, or whatever you want it to be, And
I did used to do Friday funnies.
Yeah, see, I love that.
I would try to look for. I would stockpile comics that were related to parenting.
Oh, so see, that's perfect.
That was kind of fun. I should bring that back.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I do have a lot of ideas that are kind of exciting about the music theme.
Okay.
That, is the basis of In-Tune Family Counseling.
Cool.
So the tagline is we help families find their rhythm.
Oh my God, I love that.
Yeah, isn't that cool? And then the website, there's pictures, there's music related things.
Oh,
and I don't know if I told
that.
you this. I don't think I told you this, but in my office, there's the whole waiting room is a music theme.
Oh my God.
And so there's record albums on the wall. There's pictures of, I actually literally have guitars hanging on the wall.
Oh my God, that's so cool.
Every room is themed to a different genre of music. So we've got the jazz room, rock and roll. We've got the rhythm and blues room.
We are going to make the coolest reel from all of these things. This is what I mean by the content. You don't even have to make a like transition. Take videos of all those spaces and create it into a reel. I'm going to find a good sound for you for that. And that's how we're going to introduce like that space.
That's great. I love it.
Yeah.
And I was also thinking, of course, I should get the whole team together and we should do some dance videos.
Yes.
Like,
oh my God.
As much as I hate that idea, I think it's a fun one, right?
Yes. And you can, again, like that's even something that like, as you create the videos, batch keep onto those. I'm big on Fridays will be my recording day for the week ahead. And I just,
oh, nice.
Whatever sounds is trending at that time, I do all those and then write it out for the week, and that's more than okay. You do unfortunately have to post in like real time because those algorithm monsters know when you're posting from like hero post or other things. But if you batch create the content, you can post it out when you want. Oh my gosh, there's so much fun that we can have with your account. I think creating a reel on that would be amazing, and
I agree.
Even if I'm big on alliteration. So even if you make it like Song of Saturday or Song of Sunday, and then that can be the question that you ask every Saturday or Sunday. Like, what are you listening to today? And what mood does it put you in? Right. And that's something that your viewers will constantly know that's coming up and they'll get in a good mood or like, that'll be something fun.
Today, I'm actually wearing a concert t-shirt.
I love that. Coldplay. Yeah.
And I was thinking about posting on my social media about like, what's on your playlist today, something fun like that.
And a little like even like a throwback Thursday, right? Of like, what was your song that you remember most from childhood? Or what was the song that top number one song when the year you were born, but they don't have to like say the year, you can post it anonymously. So again, it could just have fun with it. And it doesn't have to be related.
Totally. Yeah. That's so cool. I like asking people like, what was your favorite band or song? Like when you're like 15 or 16, because it seems like most people, almost everybody is nostalgic about that music and they still like it.
1,000%.
Like when I hear Pearl Jam, I'm like, oh yes.
See,
I don't know what it is for you.
I'm very much an NSYNC girl and NSYNC can get me any day.
Nice. I guess that question also dates, it places someone in time too, right?
Yeah.
So, most likely. Cool. That's fantastic. Jumping back on what we were talking about before about outsourcing and having somebody else do it and giving them some of the content or ideas or themes. Are there any downsides to that or things that, like if there's other group practice owners listening to this or just people, even a solo practice owner that wants somebody else to do it for them, are there any downsides to pay attention to?
I would say if a person doesn't know the mental health space, that's why I like utilizing my prompts or having someone use the prompts, because if you're going to hire someone that is like specific with, even like your virtual assistants, right? Like they may or may not be the mental health space and know certain things. So having someone that knows the mental health space or is going to use those prompts to create things, And definitely too, making sure that you have, at least in the beginning, a close relationship with them, because another thing too is engagement on other people's posts. And you want to make sure that they're engaging on posts that are going to be still like within your mission of like the work that you're doing, you know? I was so fortunate for the intern that I hired. Like I said, she became my employee just because her and I meshed so well. And she did have mental health backgrounds because it's what her mom had done for work. So she did know a little bit more. It definitely helped. I don't know that everyone's going to have that luck, right? If you're hiring someone for communications, you know? So I would say just making sure they know the mental health space and also share the same values that you do, that you want to portray in whatever it is that you're posting, you know?
Right. That makes sense.
Yeah.
It seems like the challenge of having someone else create content for you, whether it's blog writing or social media post writing, like the voice has to match the brand identity, and all that has to come through. So they have to like be able to figure out how to speak as if they were you. Yeah. Right.
It's huge. It's very important.
Definitely possible, but it seems challenging to find the right person or company to do that. Yeah.
Right. That's why I said, I know I lucked out with her. It can be difficult. I would also say to like, try to find someone, like I said, that just like knows the mental health space. And if you're going to like be interviewing them for it, making sure that you spend a lot of time in the beginning. So even though you're outsourcing, you're still spending a little bit of time, at least for like a month or two, making sure that you have that close-knit like connection. So marketing in general, just, it takes time, you know, and kind of knowing that that's going to be the biggest challenge. It's a teaching,
that's a really important point. That's a really important point, because I think some people, maybe like myself, who don't love social media and they want to use that strategy, but they don't necessarily want to be so involved.
Yeah.
They might want to hire a person or an individual or a company and just say, here, do it. Right. But it's really important for that practice owner to spend the time to communicate, to make sure they're on the same page and make sure it's successful and it really works.
Having someone that knows the space of what you're working in and knowing mental health is like so super important, especially, you know, we were just talking like the state of the world has not been the greatest. So it's also a matter of like being able to put out news in a way that's not going to also continue to make it like this negative thing, right? And creating spaces that it's not more negative media that's going out there, and creating resources and things that are going to show your voice in the way that you need it to show up, you know? Challenging.
Can you think of some therapists that you know or know of that are using social media really effectively, and maybe some like examples of what kinds of things that they're doing that seems to be working?
So I would say there is one, there's a lot of therapists that I happen to follow that are more geared towards like helping other therapists too. So one of I forget her name specifically, but her Instagram handle is like psychotherapy memes. And I love it because it's like all the...
Oh yeah, I know that one.
Yeah, it's all right. And it's almost like a household name at this point, but it's all the things that we're feeling as clinicians, you know, and being able to see that. She's so authentically herself. And I love that about her, because she's like, if you're not going to enjoy what it is that I'm saying, then this is not the space for you. And I think we need to hold on a little bit more true to who we are, because I think that, again, going back to schooling, we were taught that you're a therapist, and like you weren't someone outside of that. But I think, you know, even in the course of the past 2 years, it allowed therapists to be more who they are and really being like super more niched down of who the clients that they want to take are. So I think she's someone that is doing really well. And there is a therapist that I follow. She has a little bit smaller a following. Her name is Andrea. She is she leads with her heart with all the content that she creates. And I love that about her, because she creates, you almost feel safe going to her page and seeing like some of the stuff and some of the reels. Like it's just so calming and soothing. And also like she adds humor in there too. I'll share her with you later so that you can even share that if you want. But her name's Ariana. She just like creates really I don't know, soul-filling content that
I like that.
It feels safe. And in a social media world, it's sometimes hard to feel safe out there, right? Like we said, it's a little scary. So I definitely enjoy looking at her stuff as well, for sure.
That's great. So I'm hearing humor, authenticity, and obviously video.
So I say this to everyone, even if you are not showing up on the camera, being able to do video is crucial. Right. One of the things that I talk about is, I don't know if you have young kids in your family or no young kids, but CoComelon, we know, is like, you've heard of CoComelon?
I have not.
Okay. Well, so I babysit and I have nephews that are very young, and like CoComelon, you'll look it up after. CoComelon is like all the rave for young children. And they did a study on it, and it's like, why are these kids so obsessed with CoComelon? And it's because the clips are every 2 seconds, they're changing the clip to like a new face. And they did a study on it, and it's like by human design, that's like almost what our attention span is too, right? So no one's really sitting there reading paragraphs of information anymore. They want to see video and content. Right. It's why TikTok did so well, because people are pushing out 30-second videos, but getting across the message that they need to. You know, it's almost like creating your elevator pitch often in these small batch of content. Even the algorithm sometimes changes. Like instead of like 15 seconds, they want you to do 7-second videos. Again, it could be the video of a flower or of your coffee brewing in the morning and just putting a fact over it with text, you know, grabbing my coffee to make it through the day. What are you drinking tonight? Comment below or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
Engagement. It's big.
What are you drinking tonight?
Hopefully not coffee.
Not caffeine for sure.
Yeah, today.
Okay, that's helpful. That's helpful. I think I need to figure out how to kind of tap back into my creativity, because that's one of my superpowers.
You said it was like January was when you last posted. I have to say though, just from knowing you from, when did we go? April, May? When did we go to Utah?
A few months ago.
You've been traveling a lot though too, haven't you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
And that, I know, because I've been doing the same thing, is draining. And it's hard to, it's cool to be creative when you're in the moment and you're in the space, but you also want to live so presently. And sometimes it's like, how do I hop on social when I want to be social with the people that are in front of me too?
Right.
It's difficult.
I'll tell you, one of my other challenges is that, and I'm trying to work through this and figure out what's going on for me personally, but it's about visibility, you know, and putting myself out there. And, I want to, specifically with Productive Therapist, and I'm doing this podcast, so I'm obviously putting myself out there. Yeah. But when it comes to videos and social media, like I went to Chicago last week and to the Group Practice Owners Summit. Yeah. And I realized that after I came home that I posted 0 times about my time there. And I took pictures. Right. I talked to people. I did cool things, you know. Yeah. I was like, that's interesting. Why didn't I share any of that, you know?
From the very little time that I know you, I think you are such a genuine person that is so good at being present in the moment that like social media pulls you away from that. And they create it so that they do, right? Like they want you in there a little bit more. They want you in this like world that we get sucked in and we become like Sims, you know? But that's probably why you're not posting.
Well, thank you for that nice reframe.
Yeah. Therapist.
I'm just so in the moment, I can't do it.
I honestly think that's what it is. But I think even if the next time you travel or the next time you're anywhere, even saying to, you know, when you post, right? I haven't been on here in a while. Things have changed in the past few months. What is the content that you're looking to see? Start off with that when you post, right? So that you know what the people that you already have there as an audience are expecting or wanting from you. And then build on that. Because your audience is going to grow then. So you build, that makes sense. You know, but it'll help you also too. I think that's a part of it sometimes too, is like we don't know what the people want, but then we don't ask. So being able to just ask, like, what do you expect to see? People respond to me, they're like, your cats. I'm like, well, I'm a therapist, so I'm trying to post more than my cats. But I mean, sure, if you want my cats, I'll share my cats, you know?
People always want cats on the internet.
You know, regardless. They really do. They really, and I am glad to give it to them.
Well, this is a really helpful conversation for me. I'm just working out all my issues with you.
Yeah, I would say,
being authentic with Andrea.
I would say the biggest thing maybe for you right now is, like I said, hopping on there, asking your audience what they want to see, do a bunch of videos of your new office and new space. I'll find you a sound that'll be really good for you to like introduce that for. And just even when you're engaging, it doesn't have to be posts every day. Get on there on story and create things like polls or engaging questions. And this way you're not feeling that you even have to be overly creative with it. You know, just asking your audience certain things and sharing their answers. It helps you to show up a little bit more, you know?
That's great.
I'm excited to share your page.
Awesome. I'm excited to create it.
Yeah.
So you have some things to offer that I would love to share with the audience. And I'm curious, what do you have to offer and where can people find you?
Absolutely. So the biggest thing right now is the social media membership. I love being able to share that with other people. So that's Achieve with Authenticity. You can go to achievewithandrea.com and find the membership there. And then also follow me on Instagram, Andrea Brognano. You'll see me posted a bunch more. I have some reels coming out. But in the membership, I, give you prompts to use for every day, reels prompts for the week, and those fun hashtag holidays like National Pizza Day or things like that, and how we can get creative to tie it back to therapy. So
that's so great. People should definitely check that out.
Thank you.
Because I've been using it for a couple, I quote unquote using it. And it's really helpful. Every time I see your email, I immediately copy and paste it into a note that I'm keeping.
Good.
Because I think a lot of people struggle with like what to post, right? So you're telling us exactly like, hey, here's an idea.
And I always say we have a separate Facebook group just for that content. I always say, like, whenever you have a question, the membership is not just there just for that. Hop into like our private Facebook group, ask me questions. It's what I'm here for. It's what I want to do.
Yeah.
Because I genuinely love seeing therapists thrive on social media. I just think that we could take over the world with social media for therapists, and it could be so great. So
there you go. I love it. There's your vision.
Yeah.
Well, thanks so much for having this conversation, and it was helpful for me, and I know it'll be helpful for the listeners too. I appreciate it so much.
Thank you for having me. I'm so happy we did this.
Absolutely. Bye.
Bye.